Hello, 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 and welcome to the Babe Bulletin Podcast, where we talk self-love, empowerment, boudoir, and anything else that makes us feel like a total babe. My name is Alicia. I'm a boudoir photographer and a body liberation expert, and we are in the thick of it, folks. It is full-on wedding season. I don't know about you, but this was actually kind of a weird year for me where I didn't have any weddings to go to, but I know plenty of people who are attending weddings, planning weddings. I have a ton of bridal clients in my studio right now. So why don't we talk about it? Let's talk about brides and why I think they should do a boudoir session before their wedding. If you are getting married, this episode is for you. If you know someone who is getting married, please pass this along to them because it really is something that I think anyone who's getting married could receive a lot of joy from. And I get it. If you are, in fact, planning a wedding right now, you got a lot going on. You are juggling vendors. You are planning out a seating chart. You've got dress fittings and like 37 other things on your to-do list. You are swamped. I've been there. I myself have experienced this planning a wedding like, oh God, what was it? 8 years ago now at this point? And I honestly think there's even more stuff to do now than there was then, and it was overwhelming then. So take a deep breath and imagine, I don't know, creating a day that's just for you. A day without any hard and fast timelines. Nobody is asking you, what napkin rings are you gonna buy? Where's the cake topper from? It's just you. Feeling beautiful, feeling empowered, and celebrating your body in your own skin. That, to me, is what a bridal boudoir session is all about. Yes, you are going to get some very sexy photos as well, but at my studio, and I think at a lot of studios, especially ones that focus on body liberation, self-care, self-love, really bridal boudoir is about reconnecting with your body and learning to take up space with confidence and giving yourself a really powerful and kick-ass reminder that you're cool. You're really awesome. And you get to experience that feeling before you walk down the aisle, which is vital, I think, for just about every bride, especially ones who are maybe nervous about being the center of attention. I know that was what I was really nervous about. I wasn't nervous to get married, but the thought of everybody looking at me was a little bit intimidating. So this is going to, like a boudoir session is going to establish all of that confidence before you have to deal with any of that. So let's jump into why I believe every single bride deserves a session before their wedding. Number one, it is a huge confidence boost, especially when you need it the most. Wedding planning can be overwhelming. I can't imagine a human being who would disagree with that, right? Your schedule is packed. Your emotions are riding as high as they possibly can be. And for a lot of my clients, and for how I felt, you are like hyper aware of how your body looks in your wedding dress, if you're wearing a wedding dress. A boudoir session is kind of the perfect antidote to all of that. It's just a full-on feel-good celebration of where you are right now, of what your body looks like right now. No crash dieting, no shapewear, no Photoshop fantasies turning you into a human being that doesn't actually exist in this world. Bridal boudoir is about just you and feeling powerful and grounded exactly as you are without any of those changes. And I know for a lot of bridal clients, there's a ton of pressure to look a certain way on your wedding day. And bridal boudoir like negates all of that. For many of my brides, they let me know that their session was the moment that they finally saw themselves the way that their partner views them. They finally got to see themselves in this stunning, confident, dare I say radiant even way. Like they had this epiphany moment of, oh, this is what I look like. This is what my body looks like. This is the way that my partner sees me. And that is the exact confidence boost you need before you walk down the aisle. Reason number 2 that I feel like bridal boudoir is a must-have is because it is genuinely a very unexpected wedding gift. I think of boudoir photos as kind of the cherry on top when we talk about giving them as a gift. I do think sessions are first and foremost for the person being photographed. But if we can use these to surprise the love of our life, that is a double win. Yes, they are very sexy, but they're also very intimate and they're vulnerable and they're full of personality. I've had clients wear tutus. I've had them bring in work shirts that their partner wears. I've had fishing gear in the studio. I've seen it all. And whether you're, draped in your veil, you are wearing the robe that you're going to wear on your wedding day, or maybe you are showing off the bridal lingerie that you splurged on, the images that you create during your session, they're going to tell the story of your love, your passion for that other person. And when you hand them this gift that you've created, it's like you're saying, this is me at my most vulnerable, and I am choosing you. And if that does not cue a couple of happy tears, I do not know what will. The third reason I feel that folks in general, should do a bridal boudoir session before their wedding day is that it is 100% yours. So much of the wedding journey can feel like it's about someone else. I do highly encourage you to do the things on your wedding day that feel like you, but sometimes you're being pulled in a million directions and you make concessions, you make compromises, you do stuff that's going to make grandma happy, and that's just kind of what you do. But a boudoir session, that is your moment to shine. You are going to get pampered. You're going to receive hair and makeup. You're styled in outfits that make you feel like you, but like the rock star version of yourself, the elevated, super pumped, glammed up, having a great time version of you that maybe hasn't gotten to come out in a while because you've been really stressed with wedding planning. And then the whole time you're cheered on by somebody who is guiding you through poses and making sure that not only do you look like you and you feel good, but like, yeah, that you feel good. You feel like you. That's more important to me, that you feel amazing. And I, as a photographer, it's important to me that it doesn't feel forced. I don't think there's any pressure to perform. There's just permission to feel what it feels like to be in your body. There's just permission to exist. I did a boudoir session before my wedding day, and it was really wonderful to have a day all to myself that was just mine. Reason number 4, bridal boudoir is about capturing this once-in-a-lifetime season. Being engaged, it's this very unique chapter of someone's life. It's like you're on the edge of this huge life transition, and you're full of love, and there's so much anticipation, and there's so much excitement. You're just like bubbling over. And boudoir captures you in that moment in time. You are like glowing in this way that is kind of hard to put into words. And that's why I love photography, because photography can capture that and create a very visually stunning set of artful images that remind you of that glow. It reminds you of a moment in time that you're going to treasure forever. And yes, hopefully you have engagement photos to document that as well, but these are a little bit different. These are, like we mentioned, more intimate, more vulnerable, and really just for you. So it's something you have to look back on that cements this moment in time, but in a physical way, like a photograph. And last but not least, boudoir period is more than a photo shoot. It is a personal revolution. This goes for bridal clients, people who are doing this just for themselves, people with partners, people without. In general, boudoir is this liberating experience that you get to have. And if you're listening to this and you've ever thought, oh, I could never do anything like that, then you are the exact kind of person who should. Boudoir is not for models. Boudoir is not just for people who look a certain way, who weigh a certain amount. It's for anyone who is ready to see themselves in a new light. That's what's so cool about it. That's why I love it so much. That's why I've done this for 8 years, because it is about that epiphany moment. Boudoir is for people who are tired of shrinking themselves. It is for people who want to feel beautiful on their own terms, the terms that they create. It is for people who are ready to stand taller and smile wider and to step into the rest of their life with more self-love in their back pocket. That's why I love this genre. That's why I will always love this genre. And that's why this is a powerful experience for anyone. Brides, yes, but anyone can do this. And if you are getting a little excited hearing about this and going, oh my God, yeah, that's like right up my alley. Maybe you're a little curious, you're excited, or you're feeling a little bit nervous, you've got the butterflies in your tummy, then consider this episode your sign. This could be the most empowering part of your wedding experience. And if you want to talk about it more and set up a session for yourself, feel free to hit me up. I would love to create something that is memorable and important and beautiful before your wedding day. If you want to support the work that I do here and you don't want to book a boudoir session, that's totally fine. You can hit me up on social media. I am Buxom Boudoir pretty much everywhere. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Threads. I'm all over the place. You can also support this podcast by liking this episode, subscribing to the podcast, sharing this episode with a friend or a bride-to-be. You can also leave a rating and a review. Those are very, very helpful. They get more ears on this bad boy. So if you could leave us a rating, I would greatly appreciate that and love you forever. And if you're interested in more education and learning even more, I've got links in the description of this episode, including one to my new anti-diet starter kit. If you're interested in healing the relationship that you have with food and you're curious about how dieting has impacted your self-worth and your body image, check out that starter kit. Super helpful, lots of good stuff in there. And now on to one of my favorite segments, the Babe of the Week. Is this related to weddings at all? No. Well, actually, maybe. If you're in Wisconsin, it kind of is, because I want you to meet Pam Hodgson, who is only one of 2 women in the world who are master cheesemakers. So maybe if you're getting married in Wisconsin and cheese is a part of your wedding, which I think for pretty much everybody getting married in Wisconsin, cheese probably is a part of your wedding in some way. Maybe you have Pam to thank for that. I learned about her recently just scrolling on social media, and then I had to go to the Sartori website and read more about her because I think it's incredible to be one of 2 women in the entire world who is a master at cheese. That's so cool. And I was kind of reading about her, and her whole family has been involved in like the dairy industry her whole life. She is extremely proud of herself, and even more importantly, she notes her team that helps her make all of the cheese. But something that really struck me when I was reading more about her was a quote that she gave during an interview where she said, "Stay away from people who belittle your ambitions. Small people do that, but the truly great ones make you feel that you too can be great. That's the person I want to be." Those are the kinds of women that I love see excel and show up in their industry, because they are encouraging the next generation and inspiring women all over the place. So here's to you, Pam. Keep making amazing cheese in Plymouth, Wisconsin. And and I want to be more like you. I want to inspire and do what you're doing. It's incredible. And I think you're a total badass. Thank you so much for listening. I will catch you all again in the episode next week. Remember that your body is a good body. Be kind to yourself and have a beautiful day.